Warriors, rise! I'm here for one reason and one reason only. I was brought to this earth to help this society right now manage in the new quantum financial system and take advantage of the biggest shift in our financial history to bring the power back to the people. My name is Coach JV. I am the top health, mindset, and crypto coach in the world. What you believe in your heart, you think in your mind will eventually become your words and become your reality. If you can see it in your mind, eventually you can hold it right here in your hands. What you repeatedly do gets ingrained in your subconscious mind. What gets ingrained in your subconscious mind becomes an unconscious activity. And you've been predictive programmed since the 1900s, since your education system was changed to make you a worker, since your healthcare system was made to treat symptoms, not problems. And that's why we're sick as a society. Think about that. And number three, your banking system was designed to keep you in a debt-based system. And now the system, the hot potato, has been passed so far down the road that the only option is to switch into a new quantum financial system to move the casino from the fiat system to the digital banking system to a liquidity system. And it's all about financial inclusion. So I'm here to connect the dots, facts, figures, numbers, logic, to help you make informed decisions. I'm not asking you to trust a word I say. I'm asking you to trust the feeling and vibration it creates in your body and act accordingly. I'm asking you not to sit back 10 years from now when your kids are looking at you and saying, what did you do during the biggest shift in generational wealth? I did nothing. This could change your family's timeline. So I created the 3T Warrior Academy to help people all over the world, managing this new quantum financial system. Over 4,000 warriors' lives we've impacted, 1,800 active warriors that you could work with. My team, you see our 8 o'clock crypto show. That's my team worldwide helping people manage this new system. Let's get ready to rock and roll. All right, so let's dive right into it, warriors. As I promise you, I'm going to show you facts, figures, numbers, logic. We're going to watch some videos. Now, I want you to notice really quickly, there's 644 people that have watched the BIS Innovation Summit with Christine Lagarde. 644 people since March 25th, 2022. What I'd like you to do is I would like you to go watch one of the narratives with Chris Rock and Will Smith and see how many video views those are getting. They've been predictive programmers for a long time. They're called black swans. They get you to look this way as they're switching the narrative this way. All the elites are tapping each other on the shoulder. Create a black swan, create a black swan. Movement, movement, movement. I'm here to show you and open up your eyes. But the only thing is there's 7 billion people in the world and less than 0.1% are going to watch this video. And that's okay. We're the ones that are going to change the narrative and bring the money back to the people. So what we're going to do is we're going to watch this video. So this is Christine Lagarde, the head of the European Union. Okay, very, very important. The head of the IMF. Okay, International Monetary Fund. I want you to listen to the words that she says. Okay, this is the BIS Innovation Summit that was almost all about distributed ledger technology and switching your financial system as you know it. I'm also going to take you through some facts, figures, numbers, logic, and actual documents showing you how your banking system is going to change as you know it. I'm also going to show you a Goldman Sachs video that most people have not watched. And I'm going to show you how a gentleman came from JP Morgan and he is moving Goldman Sachs into a new banking system. And then I'm going to show you what Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan has already created JPM coin. I'm going to show you what Goldman Sachs is saying about distributed ledger technology. So you can see that you're sitting on the sidelines as the freight train has left the building. You have a choice to go on and go for the ride of your life or get ran over by it. In the Warrior Academy, I show you my exact portfolio and you have access to 130 cryptocurrency courses. If you want to make sure you know, like, and trust us first, join the free Discord description down below. All right, so let's watch this video. We're going to watch the back end of this video. There's going to be a longer video today because we're going to watch a couple videos and I'll narrate these. Here we go.
Winner takes all advantage, if you will. And that's important. I think the fourth element, which is also important, is that it would improve inclusion. Even in Europe at the moment, we have about 5% of the population which is not banked, which has no bank account and walks around with cash. That for safety reasons and particularly to protect women who are plenty in that category, I think is an inclusive tool. And the fifth one, as I said earlier on, is to respond to the people's urge for protection of their privacy and security of their data. So those are the 5 key reasons, but no to turn it into a monetary policy instrument. That's not the point. No to eliminate cash. Not the point either.
Okay, so what she's saying is the point is not to eliminate cash and not the point is to monitor people. But remember, Do what they do, not what they say.
No, thank you for clarifying that. I think important and something we hear from central banks all over the world, and it's often a confusing point about the ambitions. So thank you for explaining the ambitions of the digital euro. Final question for you, as we're short on time. I asked you at the beginning about sort of how we got to this point. I'll ask you at the end to look forward a little bit. 5 years time, hopefully we're gathering together all in person for the BIS Innovation Summit. Where will the world be in terms of digital assets, in terms of central bank digital currency? If I could ask you to forecast a little into the future.
Okay, 2 years ago, I told you by 2025, your whole banking system is going to shift. If you don't believe me, listen to them.
Where you think we're headed?
5 years' time, I would say many of us will have completed the project, will be in a position or will have launched their digital currencies. We will have done enough good work so that those currencies are convertible easily. We will have worked hard on our payment systems so that transfers and settlements can be orchestrated, organized in a safe, secure, and fast way, faster than now, both between central banks and commercial banks, but also between customers and commercial banks, and that the volume of fees and earnings by some will have declined to the benefit of better services and happier customers.
Okay, she just told you exactly where the banking system going. Distributed ledger technology, fast transactions, lower cost, and even the playing field. That's their whole narrative. They're going to convince the middle class that we want to make sure that you have access to money. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, so we're going to go here to the BIS Innovation Hub. Okay, we know that we'll go right here. Let me move forward just a minute. So BIS Innovation, I want you guys to go look up BIS.org. Now you can go through all these videos I just showed you. I put this kind of far in the presentation here, but you can go through all these videos. Nobody's watching this stuff, warriors. Educate yourself. It's boring shit, but it will change your family's life. Okay, so this is BIS, Distributed Ledger Technology and Governance and Money. Okay, this is originally published on January 2020 and revised on 2021. The focus: blockchain technology breathes new life into classical analytics of money as memory. Okay, substitutes for a ledger of all past transactions. We're holding money as a record of goods sold and services rendered. DLT is the record-keeping device that no need of a central authority to support trading, but can do so more efficiently and robustly than traditional centralized exchange. And how can balance be struck between decentralization, a robust consensus, and an adequate transition flow as set Boutron's blockchain trilemma? So the BIS is fully engaged in distributed ledger technology. Now remember, Jerome Powell joined the BIS in 2020, January, when they were telling us we're not going into cryptocurrency. And he announced the BIS Innovation Hub in New York this year. They've been playing you, warriors, playing you. Okay, so let's go back through some old documents that I've taken you into, and nobody was listening back in 2020. July 2022, federally chartered banks and thrifts may not we will or not can you may provide custody services for crypto assets. This is the OCC, head of the Operation of Currency Control for America. Remember, Brian Brooks left the head legal counsel of Coinbase to become the head of the OCC for a very short amount of time during the C word, and he allowed federally chartered banks and thrifts to custody your cryptocurrency. This is CBA, the banking school I went to, Consumer Banking Association. They are responsible for training some of the elite bankers in the world that are in the C-suite leadership positions. They have heavy influence in the banking system. CBA trains the bankers of the world. Okay, also PCBS. I graduated from CBA Executive Banking School. I want you to listen to what they're saying here, okay? This is very important. At the Consumer Banking Association, okay, we appreciate the opportunity to comment on the OCC's advance notice proposing rulemaking on digital activities that support the OCC's efforts to modernize and promote responsible innovation within the banking system. A modernized banking system has the potential to benefit both consumers and industry. Consumers are likely to benefit from the more efficient services, greater access to credit, and more control over their product. Industry would benefit from the ability to more quickly and more smoothly innovate, improve data, and customer service. The technology innovation over the past 10 to 15 years, this is important. I was in banking school, I think it was 12 years ago. We were already talking about fintech. Have placed a demand on the world of products and services at consumers' fingertip. The banking industry is modernizing the way it serves customers by harnessing the same technology forces which had transferred delivery of books, music, movies, and more consumer transactions. Basically, they're talking about the Amazons, the Ubers of the world. They're moving banking into a peer-to-peer transactional network. Simultaneously, these same forces have given rise to a new entrance into financial service marketplaces who are leveraging mobile networks and the cloud-based computing, Ripple is a cloud-based computing, DLT, distributed ledger technology, system to disrupt traditional banking models. However, these new entrants have also introduced new risk into the banking system with little or no accountability. While CBA applauds the OCC sediment and shares its goals in modernization, safe and sound banking system, we urge the OCC to work with fellow banking regulators. That's where the Ripple case came out, to make sure non-bank financial companies are being held to the same standard as banks. The current regulatory environment places banks in a competitive disadvantage and disproportionately responsible increase in banking system. So this was in 2020. All of a sudden, you had a Ripple SEC case pop off in 2020 at the back end of the year. Okay. Most banks are currently unable to offer crypto distributed ledger services. So they're basically saying we need to be able to offer crypto. Well, the OCC clarifies November 23rd, 2021. OCC clarifies banking authority to engage in certain cryptocurrency activities and the authority of OCC chartered national trust banks. So basically, as long as they get their shit together and they submit their documents, your banks can custody your cryptocurrency. But I'm here to tell you, Warriors, if they don't, they're not going to survive. Okay, here is your BIS Innovation. You can go through all these documents, go through all these videos, or you can just come here every day and I'll do it for you. Okay, so now this is important. Now I'm going to go back really quick. Hopefully I don't mess up my video here. I want to show you where this is coming from. This is Goldman Sachs to present at the Wolf FinTech Forum 2020. This gentleman that we're about to watch the video came from JP Morgan, a short stint there, and this was on March 2022. We're going to watch the first part of this video, and then I'm going to fast forward to the end of the video, and I'm going to show you where Goldman Sachs is taking your banking system, and I'm going to share with you what Goldman Sachs has said about distributed ledger technology.
Everybody to day 2 of the Wolf FinTech Forum. I'm really pleased to introduce our next speaker from Goldman Sachs, Hari Murthy. Hari joined Goldman back in 2007 as Global Technology Head of Margin Risk, which until I read your bio, candidly, I didn't even know that role existed. And it was super important. That I'm sure. And after a brief stint at JPM, rejoined Goldman to help launch a transaction banking business. Look, the transaction banking expansion, it's still in its infancy, but the KPIs really speak for themselves, and it continues to be a really exciting growth opportunity for the firm. So really appreciate you joining us this afternoon to educate us on the story. So maybe just to kick things off, Hari, I thought it might be helpful, just since transaction banking is a relatively new initiative, having only launched in early 2020, if you could just speak to what attracted management.
Isn't it ironic that all this stuff launched in 2020 during the C word?
This particular opportunity, and maybe help us size the TAM, and what are your longer term ambitions within the space?
Thank you, and thanks for the introduction. Super excited to be here. Just as you said, I rejoined Goldman Sachs in 2018 to set this up from scratch, from ground up.
I rejoined Goldman Sachs in 2018 to set this up from stacks. He left JP Morgan. JP Morgan had already created, think about this, the JPM coin, digital currency.
Super exciting journey. So just to give you a bit more context before I jump to TAM, this business is one of the latest businesses that Goldman launched in 2020 during COVID. Just to size this up, we've gotten roughly $54 billion in deposits by end of last year, 2021, our full year of being in the business. We've got roughly 350 plus clients in our platform using.
Okay, I want you to see that 54 billion in deposits, 350 clients. Let's fast forward, and I'm gonna have to mess with the video a little bit to get it to where I need it to be. Okay, so I want to see this last question.
The way that a new business would build that in 2022.
As larger legacy players that might have legacy infrastructure that they're having to navigate in order to comply with some of these new regulations?
Absolutely. Look, I mean, the biggest differentiator for us is our ability to be super easily change, understand the impact of the change, and deploy the change in a matter of minutes. And our ability to continuously do that and have the high fidelity to be 99.95% automation and 99.98% uptime.
99% automation, 99% uptime, cloud-based computing systems, distributed ledger technology.
It is the critical part of this platform. So I would describe this as a platform business ultimately. And as we are continuing to invest in our platform, our best capabilities come forward because of our nimbleness. And our clients love it because we are super nimble to their needs.
Great. I know at the end of last year's discussion, it was with John Waldron, and we talked about blockchain and distributed ledger technology, certainly a critical area for your business. How do you see the emergence of blockchain technology impacting the transaction banking business over the long term? And what are some of the key adoption hurdles that exist today? And how are you positioned for that adoption relative to the peer set?
Look, the entire industry is evolving with respect to blockchain and payments. There are several good uses of blockchain already that's getting teased out. As John referred in that meeting with you, there's an internal group within Goldman Sachs that's super focused on the trading aspects of this. And we are very closely partnering with that group to A, learn from what they've already done, B, how best we can integrate into that ecosystem as we get into the payments angle of this blockchain. But I still think that is a bit too early for us to make a public commitment on it, partly because the technology is still evolving and the regulations around it are still evolving. There was some news this morning about the US currency. There's quite a lot of energy around it. So look, our tech forward nature and our platform strategy gives itself to be able to nimbly adopt that strategy as it evolves. But right now, we are waiting and watching. And how?
Okay, so this is so much fun. He's literally saying we're waiting. They're waiting for the Ripple SEC case to get settled. That's what they're all waiting for. They're already up and running. They're getting ready to run on the trading side of it. They're waiting for the payment side to get regulation. That's what the SEC Ripple case is all about. This is Goldman Sachs digital asset. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. This was put out on June 2021. So if we go here, okay, we type in Ripple. Okay, these are the companies they're watching, Warriors. This is the companies they're watching. They got Ripple, Algorand, Solana, Polkadot, Infinity, Definity in internet computing, Ethereum 2.0, Hyperledger, Corda. These are all companies I've talked about. Okay. Ripple is mentioned in many Goldman Sachs documents. Okay. Goldman Sachs to offer over-the-counter crypto trading options. Move marks the first such transaction by a major Wall Street bank. You heard it from the horse's mouth. He said, we're going to go through trading first, and then we're moving into payments once regulation comes, okay? So they're starting in the trading area, and what that's going to do, it's going to move these large hedge funds, and it's going to move that liquidity into cryptocurrency, okay? Cryptocurrency. Goldman Sachs is preparing to offer cryptocurrency investment services this year. This came out on April 2nd, 2022. You heard it from the horse's mouth. Boom, he's telling you right here. Goldman Sachs was previously known for its anti-crypto stance, complete bullshit. He told you in 2018 he came there to change the payment system. Today it wants to lead the cryptocurrency race with new investment products. Goldman Sachs, we pulled up this document for you guys a while ago. Many YouTubers are talking about this. If we go to page 37, they're talking about the infrastructure of the payment system. We have Circle, Ripple, and Coinbase. Coinbase is connected to the banking cartel or the crypto cartel, right? You got Ripple and Circle, okay? This is about picking winners and losers, Warriors. This is the key to this. I'm telling you, this meme coin narrative is going to get destroyed, Warriors. When regulation comes in, we can all say we're going to be decentralized. I'm telling you, whoever controls the money, controls the information, controls the people. The proof is in the pudding. As we look this way at the Will Smith and Chris Rock narrative, trust me, there's going to be many other black swans that come. As soon as there's going to make another change, there's going to be a massive black swan that's going to make you look this way, and they're going to change the narrative this way. You have to ask yourself, why these right here, these things you were putting on your mouth, all of a sudden New York changed it. All of a sudden California changed it. 7 months ago when I was in California, people were looking at me with stank eye if I didn't have it on. And 7 months later, the very same people completely forgot about the narrative. Now we have food shortages coming, which I'm going to do a video on that tomorrow. Food shortages. I highly recommend you watch our 8 o'clock show with our crypto team. They're going to bring you the news. I'm going to go a little bit deeper. Okay. They allow me to go a little bit deeper. They're giving you the news, and then I go deep into the news and show you facts, figures, numbers, logic. Our team is a dynamic team helping you manage into the quantum financial system. I highly recommend you click the description down below, join the free Discord, and join the conversation. At least join the conversation. Many people are like, how do I get into this? You get into this by absorbing information and understanding. You need to reprogram your subconscious mind because you've been predictive programmed since you were a young child. I love you. I appreciate you. Warriors, it is your time to rise. Warriors, rise. Get your shit together. Let's go.